1. Moisture, mildew, chemicals, and acids have no effect on glass fabric. 2. Which part of 2024 T3 aluminum alloy indicates the temper designation AT3.3? Under certain conditions, type of rivets are not used because of their tendency toward embrittlement when subjected to vibration. 4. What is indicated by a black smoky residue streaming back from some of the rivets in an aircraft? C. Fretting corrosion is occurring between the rivets and the skin. 5. Which part of 2017 T36 aluminum alloy indicates the temper designation AT36? 6. Clad aluminum alloys are used in aircraft because they have surface layers of pure aluminum or aluminum alloy bonded to the core material to inhibit corrosion. 7. Which parts of a semi-monocoque fuselage prevent tension and compression from bending the fuselage? B. Longerons and stringers. 8. When conducting a tap test on a composite panel, which of the following sounds would indicate delamination? B. Dull thud. 9. The length of time that a catalyzed resin will remain in a workable state is called theopod life. 10. Which of the following is one advantage of high-lock fasteners? B. External counterbore at the base to accommodate material thickness. 11. Sandwich panels made of honeycomb construction are used on aircraft because this type of construction saves weight while not compromising strength. 12. On a semi-monocoque fuselage, the skin is reinforced by longitudinal structure members called longerons and stringers. 13. Repairing advanced composites using materials and techniques traditionally used for fiberglass repairs is likely to result in an unairworthy repair. 14. In gas welding, the amount of heat applied to the material being welded is controlled by the size of the tip opening. 15. When a butt welded joint is visually inspected for penetration, the penetration should be 100% of the thickness of the base metal. 16. Which statement best describes magnesium welding? B. It is recommended to use larger welding beads and a slower welding speed than normal. 17. What is the purpose of the freewheeling unit in a helicopter drive system? It disengages the engine from the main rotor when engine RPM is less than rotor revolution per minute. 18. The auxiliary tail rotor of a helicopter permits the pilot to compensate for and or accomplish which of the following? C. Torque and directional control. 19. The purpose of wing slats is to reduce stalling speed. 20. Placing a piece of cloth around a stainless steel control cable and running it back and forth over the length of the cable is generally a satisfactory method of inspecting for excessive wear. 21. Rigging and alignment checks should not be undertaken in the open. However, if the scan be avoided, the aircraft should be positioned with the tail into the wind. 2. When installing a castle nut, start alignment with the cotter pinhole at the maximum recommended torque minus friction drag torque. 23. Airworthiness directives ADs are designed to notify the aircraft owners and other interested persons of unsafe conditions and prescribes the condition under which the product may continue to be operated. 4. A flexible hydraulic hose identified as MILH8788 will have a stripe running the length off the hose. This stripe identifies that the hose is installed without excessive twisting. 5. A close inspection of a fusible plug reveals the core has experienced some deformation. What is the appropriate maintenance procedure? Replace all the fusible plugs. 26. When will a continuous horn provide a warning in the cockpit? When the throttle is retarded and gear is not down and locked. 7. Excessive wear in the center of the tread of an aircraft tire is an indication OFC overinflation. 8. When servicing an empty shock strut with fluid, the strut should be completely compressed and extended several times to ensure proper packing ring, seating, and removal of air bubbles. 29. How is it determined in a master cylinder brake system that all of the air has been purged from the system? B. By depressing the brake and noting that the brake is firm and not spongy. 30. What action should be taken whenever maintenance is performed that will affect failing gear system performance? C. The aircraft should be placed on jacks and a retraction test should be performed. 3.1. When working with high pressure, high performance tires, why is it recommended to inflate the tires when removing wheels from the axle? B. To ensure safety in case of a defective wheel or broken tie bolts. 32. Pneumatic systems utilize relief valves. 33. Which of the following allows fluid to flow unimpeded in one direction, but prevents fluid flow in the other direction? A check valve. 34. Which of the following is the most commonly used seal to prevent internal and external leakage in both directions of a hydraulic unit? O-ring. 35. To protect seals from damage when installed over a threaded section. The threaded section should be covered with a suitable sleeve. Refer to FAACT 80804G, Appendix 3, Figure 11 on the screen. An inflated tube fitting is referred to in which picture? B237. Phosphate ester base hydraulic fluid is very susceptible to contamination from water in the atmosphere. 38. How can the proper hydraulic fluid to be used in an airplane be determined? See by consulting the aircraft manufacturer's service manual. 39. The internal resistance of a fluid which tends to prevent it from flowing is called viscosity. 40. Which of the following safeguards ensures proper system operation and mitigates damage to nonmetal lick components of the hydraulic system? C. When adding fluid to a system, use the type specified in the aircraft manufacturer's maintenance manual or on the instruction plate affixed to the reservoir or unit being serviced. 41. How is the cabin pressure of an aircraft maintained in flight? See by controlling the rate of the air flowing out of the cabin. 42. Which oxygen system employs a regulator that operates only when the user inhales? See demand flow system. 43. If oxygen bottle pressure is allowed to drop below a specified minimum, it may cause moisture to collect in the bottle. 44. What is the purpose of pressurizing the aircraft cabin? C. To make human flight possible in the hostile environment of the upper atmosphere. 45. What is the main cause of contamination in a gaseous oxygen system? A moisture. 46. The component that determines the pressure level in the cabin is the cabin air pressure outflow valve. 47. What does a steady stream of bubbles indicate? When servicing a vapor cycle air conditioning system, see the system is undercharged. 48. When installing an instrument in an aircraft, who is responsible for making sure it is properly marked? Be the mechanic installing the instrument. 49. A certificated mechanic with at least an airframe rating may perform inspections and function checks on aircraft instruments. 50. Which of the following operating mechanisms would be found in a hydraulic pressure gauge? A burden tube. 51. At sea level, when the average atmospheric pressure is 14.7 psi, the barometric pressure is at 29.92 Hg. 52. Which of the following will cause inaccuracies in a magnetic compass that may be compensated for by an aircraft mechanic? A deviation. 53. A DME antenna should be installed on the aircraft in a position that will not be blanked out by the wing when the aircraft is banked. 54. When installing a DME antenna, it should be aligned with the center line on the airplane. 55. Aircraft antenna must be grounded to the airframe. 56. What is the primary purpose of an autopilot? To relieve the pilot of control of the aircraft during long periods of flight. 57. The preferred location of an ELD is C as far aft as possible, but forward of the empennage. 58. The primary purpose of a fuel tank sump is to provide a place for contaminants and water to settle, with a drain valve to remove the impurities. 59. Which of the following would be most useful to locate and troubleshoot an internal fuel leak in an aircraft fuel system? See maintenance manual diagrams and description. 60. When defueling an aircraft, which of the following must be accomplished? B. Defuel outside the hangar when possible.